Tonight on Business Live, newly constituted National Lottery Authority Board vows to chase unlicensed TV lottery marketers.
That you can see unlicensed lotto operators are operating on the national televisions without abiding the rules. So we need your support.
The Bank of Ghana pledges to monitor changing financial landscape and put in place measures to assess financial vulnerabilities in other African Continental Free Trade Agreement member countries. Plus, a call for perseverance heralds the maiden edition of the Joy Business Campus Roadshow held at the Valley View University to nurture students on career guidance.
For me, I have so much failures in my life. I have so much fears. By coming to this program, I have been able to understand that for me, I have so much failures in my life. I have so much fears. By coming to this program, I have been able to understand that learning to understand your failures is a way to make you a success.
My expectations were met because we were able to have one-on-one sessions and have conversations with them that will benefit us in the future.
My name is Charles Aite. Do stay for details. Hello and welcome. The newly reconstituted board of the National Lottery Authority has vowed to deal with unlicensed lotto operators who appear on television with numbers generated by the authority. The board chairman, Seth Nyonyo, disclosed that the activity of these illegal operators has denied the state of the required revenue. We have more in this report.
Speaking after the inauguration of the 9-member newly constituted board of the National Lottery Authority, board chairman Seth Nyonyo hinted that the NLA has been monitoring activities in the lottery space and ready to support potentials that want to engage in legitimate business with the authority. According to him, the authority will enhance the use of digital solutions to make the lotto business more efficient.
The revenue generation is brought to the government for development. What we need most as the board is the support of the ministry to enable us to prosecute our agenda transparently to ensure that the revenue, it comes to the nation. As you are well aware, that you can see unlicensed lotto operators are operating on the national televisions without abiding the rules. So we need your support so that we all work together.
Deputy Minister for Finance, Abena Osei-Asare, who sworn in the board, charged the NLA to be committed in maximizing profit to support development of the country.
The team sustained the fight against illegal lottery and made modest gains. I believe the job for the reconstituted board is clearly spelled out. You must work together to ensure players live their dreams and aspirations, whilst supporting government to raise the required revenue for recovery and acceleration of our move towards a Ghana beyond age. To the work already begun, assess and tweak to chart a course that ensure NLA is able to, 1, optimize revenue, deal decisively with its challenges with focus on activities of illegal operators, its human capital development, and to be operationally efficient by sealing all leakages in the system.
Other members of the board include Deputy Minister for Finance John Kuma, Director General of the NLA Sami Awoku, among others.
Ghana Revenue Authority has begun rolling out a series of measures targeting professionals that are evading taxes. This follows recent revelation by President Akufo-Addo that more than 60,000 professionals are not meeting their tax obligations to the state. But speaking on PM Express, the business edition, Assistant Commissioner of the GRA, Dominic Knapp, said the authority is hopeful of bringing the situation under control.
Arguably, right, a lot of factors have really conspired against tax collection, and I mean, we'll be delving into some of them. COVID-19 is actually a big challenge. Then, of course, persons evading taxes. That is also another challenge, for the GRA. That notwithstanding, we have actually get our acts together and we are trying to actually mobilize the needed revenue.
Following the discussions, and I remember this thing started when we tried to roll out the Ghana card, and when the finance minister spoke about the fact that how they are hopeful that this Ghana card will address the problems where a lot of professionals are not paying taxes. And it's not just the professionals, but there are a chunk of people out there who have got the might, the strength, and maybe the wizardry to avoid the payment of taxes. But some will say that, isn't it an indictment on the Ghana Revenue Authority itself? Because that is your duty to do that. And if today the Revenue Authority is complaining that a certain man out there, Kobna Mensah out there, who earns about 40,000 Ghana cedis a month, is not paying his taxes, that's a serious indictment on the authority.
Thank you very much. I think that let's look at the Constitution. Article 41J of the Constitution talks about the fact that as a citizen, we have a responsibility. And our responsibility is to ensure that we disclose our income honestly to the institution that is mandated to collect revenue. In this case, Ghana Revenue Authority. That means that we have a constitutional responsibility as a citizen, everybody. So that is true. Again, GRAS has been mandated to collect taxes, and we have put in place measures to ensure that we are able to do that. However, as I said earlier, a lot of factors have actually conspired against us. Now let's talk about the structure of the economy. In Ghana, we are operating cash economy. If you are operating cash economy, it becomes very difficult. You, Mr. George Biafi, if somebody gives you a gift, are you getting it? It is in the form of cash. How am I able to actually determine that you have actually collected, cash, and therefore you have to pay tax on it? You have collected.
That's a gift tax.
Yeah, exactly. So these are some of the things. So what we have done is that GRA is a major player in the ecosystem. We have gone cashless because there's a clarion call by government, to actually create what we call cash light.
Now, the need to persevere amid career uncertainty is one of the few messages that heralded the maiden edition of the Joy Business Campus Roadshow. Now, the event, which was held at the ADB campus of the Valley View University, saw scores of students as well as other participants partake. Don't lose hope when you fail in life. Document your failures, think positively, and identify the value you represent. Now, these were some of the key points taken from the first Joy Business Roadshow in that particular regard. We have more in this report.
Joy Business put together its first career guidance program for tertiary students themed the Joy Business Campus Roadshow. Participants converged at the Valley View University to listen to successful career persons in education, technology, entrepreneurship, and communication. A student at the Valley View University, Abena, who has a lot of failures, indicated that attending the roadshow has been an opportunity of a lifetime.
For me, I have so much failures in my life. I have so much fears. By coming to this program, I have been able to understand that learning to understand your failures is a way to make you a success. So I'm really happy I came here. So if I was not able to come here, maybe I wouldn't have learned a lot about the program today, so I'm really grateful for it.
Speaking to Joy Business, another student, Nathan Donko, expressed his delight in the program and stated that his expectations were met.
I was expecting for there to be focused sessions that allowed us to speak our minds and be able to have interactions with the various personalities that were told to come to us. And my expectations were met because we were able to have one-on-one sessions and have conversations with them that will benefit us in the future.
Meanwhile, Chief Finance Officer at the Valley View University, Dr. Williams Pepra, indicated that career guidance is gradually shifting from interests to identifying values one represents.
Emphasis for career guidance has been on a student knowing his interest and then the skill set. But currently what is missing in our industry is to have the right value, the Christian or principle that a student should live on. So in my presentation, I focus on value. And that is what we teach at Valley View University. When you come to Valley View University, we train the mind of the student, the heart of the student, and the hand. And we inculcate in them biblical principles, which is very part of our teaching. And Valley View, we adore ourselves by saying that we are the preferred Christian university in the country So apart from teaching or helping the students to know their career, we tell them that in this modern world that we find ourselves, what is needed is your attitude or your value you hold in life.
You're still watching Business Live. The Agri Development Bank has moved to ensure profitability of shareholders, including government. According to the bank, it has been able to strengthen its operations in the last few years and is hopeful as well of returning to winning ways. The board chairman, Dasibre Ekwamwa Japan II, gave the assurance after being sworn in together with other members of the board.
This, I see, is a call to duty, a call to serve the nation, a call to serve God. And we are grateful for that. We know how big a great development bank is, and that makes the responsibility placed on us even bigger. I would want to assure all our stakeholders that we are going to work together to ensure that we move the bank from where we have met it to greater heights. We are not only going to increase the bottom line, but we are hoping that together, and pretty soon, we'll be able to pay dividend to shareholders.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Minister for Finance, John Kumar, who sworn in the board members, urged the bank to collaborate with the soon-to-be-established National Development Bank in supporting economic growth.
ADB would also explore professional technical support services.
You're still watching Business Live. We're going for a short break, but still to come in the bulletin, the Bank of Ghana pledges to monitor the changing financial landscape and put in place measures to assess financial vulnerabilities in other African Continental Free Trade Agreement member countries.
Hello there. Welcome to another edition of the Money Lab. Today, we'll look at the stock market and the fixed income market. Now, these two markets provide the opportunity for investors to make investments based on their preference, whether they want to be part owners of a company going into the market or would want to lend to existing companies or even to the government. That is the fixed income market. The stock market or the equity market or the shares market is the aggregation of buyers and sellers of stocks, which represent ownership or claims on businesses. These may include securities listed on a public stock exchange, such as the Ghana Stock Exchange, as well as those traded privately, such as shares of private companies, which are sold to investors through equity crowdfunding platforms. The fixed income market is more commonly referred to as the debt securities market or the bonds market. It consists of bond securities issued by the government, corporate institutions, municipalities, and the mortgage debt instruments. Debt security investments are generally seen as less risky than equity investments.
Now to other stories. The Bank of Ghana has pledged to monitor the changing financial landscape and put in measures to assess financial vulnerabilities emerging in other African Continental Free Trade Agreement member countries. Now this will enable it to ring-fence any spillovers on domestic banks and financial institutions. Speaking at the Presidential Ball and Ghana Credit Excellence Awards of the Chartered Institute of Credit Management, Director of Banking Supervision, Osei Jesse, said the bank will also work closely with sub-regional institutions such as the College of Supervisors of the West African Monetary Zone to undertake cross-border joint supervision of banks and their subsidiaries across the sub-region. We have more in this report.
Speaking on the topic leveraging Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement to boost Ghana's socio-economic development, the role of the financial services sector, the Director of Banking Supervision at the Bank of Ghana said AfCFTA has given credence to the recapitalization of the banking sector. According to him, for the financial sector to take advantage of expected economic expansion that will be unleashed by the full implementation of AfCFTA, financial institutions need stronger capital bases to undertake large cross-border transactions.
Lowering tariffs under AfCFTA is only the first step. The subsequent steps of substantial policy reforms on non-tariff and trade facilitation measures will require strong commitment at the national levels. On a positive note, the opportunities and benefits that will accrue from AfCFTA agreement can be leveraged to implement the additional reforms needed to make Africa a competitive destination in the world. In all these, Ghana stands to benefit as a member of AfCFTA if we can develop the needed competencies to expand the manufacturing and agro-processing base, driven by high quality and competitively priced products. These activities will be instrumental for the accelerated growth and development agenda of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the bank's monetary policy decisions have aimed to contain inflation within the medium-term target band.
Mr. Osei Jesse also urged financial institutions to focus on innovative and cost-effective trade finance products that will attract businesses across the sub-region to accelerate growth and development on the African continent. Executive Secretary of the Chartered Institute of Credit Management, Ejape Amu, urged financial institutions to pay attention to credit risk models and systems in this era, since credit is the heart of the financial system.
In terms of technological infrastructure that may require upgrades and harmonization to support cross-border trade. This diversity can constrain trade facilitation, and therefore, AfCFTA Bank has rolled out a Pan-African payment and settlement system as the first centralized payment market infrastructure for processing, clearing, and settling of intra-African trade and commerce payments.
Meanwhile, FBN Bank won the Bank of the Year award, whilst Fido Money Lending, MTN Mobile Money Limited, and Abi National Savings and Loans were also rewarded for their excellence in credit management.
We are trying to encourage all these institutions to ensure that they give more attention, they pay more attention to credit risk management systems or processes, because credit is like the heart of the financial sector, and therefore we are appealing and encouraging them to pay attention to credit risk management systems, so that at the end of the day, their organization will become liquid. Because if you're not liquid, you cannot give loans.
There were also conferment of fellowship and honorary of individuals to the Chartered Institute of Credit Management. Credit risk constitutes 70% of the Basel I risk in banking operations.
Well, as Ghana opens to tourists amid the ease of travel restrictions, the Ghana Tourism Authority under the sector ministry is leaving nothing to chance on quality service delivery. By this, the sector skills revitalization scheme under the Ghana Cares program has seen the launch of the training of inspectorate officers of the Ghana Tourism Authority. 10,000 inspectors from all 16 regions will, through the quality assurance and service delivery program, be trained on best practices at various tourist locations over 18 months. Akwesi Ajiman is the Chief Executive of the Tourism Authority.
One of the key things that we need to do is to improve upon service delivery within the tourism sector. And to be able to do that, quality assurance and service delivery team themselves have to be given the requisite skills and training. And so that is why under the Ghana Cares Batapa project, the tourism component targets sector skills revitalization. And that sector skills revitalization involves training of various players within the tourism value chain. Today we are starting inward, in-house, with the training of tourism inspectors. They are the ones who visit the various tourism establishments to ensure that facilities are up to standard, to ensure that operators are obeying the laid-down regulations that have been passed under the Ghana Tourism Act 817 of 2013. And so that is the reason why we are having this training program to ensure.
Well, the president of the Institute of Customer Service Professionals, Yvonne Ohui-McCarthy, has lauded the initiative, especially as it resolves to train 10,000 inspector officers across the country. Speaking earlier on the marketplace, Ohui-McCarthy called on the Tourism Authority to invest heavily in customer service post-pandemic to impress tourists.
We would have to re-strategize and restructure our strategies and draw up a proper roadmap of how we're going to recover from this. So it has happened, all is not lost. That's where I think customer service comes in, because what we want to do is now go out there and be completely different. We want to go out there and create memories for people, because that's what tourism does. Tourism, unfortunately, is not like banking, where you can rely solely on certain things. For tourism, it has to do with the memory, it has to do with the experience they have with you mostly. And a lot of people would have to interface with human beings in order for that positive experience to be created. So yes, we've had a very terrible year and it's affected us based on the figures that we're seeing, but there's a way forward and other economies are trying to find their way.
Well, finally, Yvonne, you have been coming out, quarterly, if not, annually, with matters regarding the index of customer service. And we have seen the impact that this has had on the value chain of service delivery in Ghana. But how best, once again, from your perspective, can customer service be a driving tool for the tourism industry? Because if we're talking of tourism, for the tourists, it's not just Ghana coming to Accra. We're talking of booking the ticket wherever he or she finds, themselves, boarding the flight, getting onto the Kotoka International Airport, boarding that Uber, all the way down to the hotel that he or she would want to board, to check in. So help us with the value chain of customer service. How can we maintain the full value chain without disrupting any with a poor customer service engagement?
Right. I always say that, look, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to go back to doing the normal things and do them very well. So I want us to, I think going forward, we should adopt a more human-centric way of looking at things instead of just, processes and operational and even sometimes customer-centric. So looking or taking the human-centric approach means we're looking inward first, which he also mentioned, people being trained the right way. Now, I would always say that we've had some of our customer service issues emanating from even employing the wrong people. So if you're employing somebody into the tourism sector, if they're going to be a tour operator, work in a restaurant, in a hotel, if it's the Uber, these people are going to interface with the tourists that you want to impress. And so it's very important that you train them well. And it's very important they have the right attitudes, they have the right mindset, and they have the right skill set.
Well, that will be how we end this edition of Business Live with me, Charles Aite. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com, where you can get updated on development in Ghana and abroad. Many thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs.